Someone's lying to me.
Done. Don't like her.
Come for me. Hunt me down.
Oh my god, toy tester my ass. You are something else. Slithering around and hissing like she does.
Yo, do you mind if we chat real quick? What was that? No or yes?
What?
Yes, no?
Yeah. No, yes. Yes, and no. Hello and good evening. Sunday, September 18th, 2022. And we are covering the 32nd episode of Big Brother 24 here on Super Mader Brothers Podcast, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch for this week 11 of the season. I'm Dave Mader, joined with co-host Jaemeel Robinson to break this down for you tonight and talk about this final four as we're down to Monty, Taylor, Brittany, and Turner, right? Did I get them all? It's been a long day. There was a trivial debate this morning, a radio theater last night. So, Jaemeel, if I seem a little low energy, I apologize in advance. But I'm here for the show, and this final four a little bit interesting. Mostly just Brittany annoying Turner was mostly the best part of the episode. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I muted because I was shouting at something.
Okay.
Brittany annoying Turner, but also at the same time, Turner being completely hypocritical in this whole situation, which I just find astounding. Right? Brittany obviously voted for Taylor last week, or a couple of days ago from game timeline, and Turner obviously voted to keep Taylor. Now, Brittany did what she thought was best for her game. Same thing with Turner. At the same time, saying that the move is slimy, like Turner hasn't lied.
Oh yeah, I got that on a soundbite here. Where is it?
Do you know what's really slimy? Backstabbing one of your closest friends in the game by not voting for them.
This is really slimy.
Saying that Brittany has not played an honorable game when really she has 2 marks against her, really. And the rest of the time she was spending like her nose deep in her teammates' butts in terms of Michael and Taylor.
Right.
So all of a sudden, you can't trust a word she's saying. She plays
a very desperate kind of Big Brother is sort of how I assess Brittany's game. Like it's just kind of all over the place, and it doesn't have a lot of focus or any, and certainly no polish to it. It's more just her sort of stumbling around in the dark, hoping she's going to find her way to the finish line. And I think that's kind of just how she's going to go about it. And hopefully she's hoping she at least gets to second place.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think
which you have a absolute valid criticism of her game and of her character. But like, that move is slimy. Lying is part of Big Brother, right? Like she doesn't even like not lie to you, Turner, about the fact that she lied.
It was too far. He took it too far.
Right? Turner's like, I need her to say that she lied. It's like, what's the point? You know she did. She knows she did. It doesn't matter. All that matters really is what Taylor thought, right? What Taylor thought was important at that time. And Brittany has no obligation to tell the truth. There's none.
Joining us live from the backyard is Jeff Mader, coming to us here on the Sunday evening for the penultimate episode here of Big Brother 24. Jeff, did you find this Final Four? How did it rate? How would you rate it against other Final Fours, including Big Brother Australia?
Yes,
it doesn't compare to Big Brother Australia, Dave. It can't even. It's like Michael Jordan and
Miller.
Malachi Flynn. What are we talking about here? It's not quite apples to apples here.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. what this Final Four kind of sucks. It's boring, Like, I guess if you're rooting for Taylor, it's cool. But other than that, like Monty and like Turner, nah, I don't find him very rootable. Monty, I actually kind of like Monty. I think he's been pretty cool. I'd be okay if he won. I thought he played the game all right for the most part. On the show. I'm not talking about life.
The Taylor and Monty of it all. Like, are you rooting for them?
I will say, Amanda hates Monty. Thinks that he is just using Taylor.
Is Taylor using Monty? Perhaps
it might be a mutual relationship of using.
It might be a mutual using. Therefore, is that a victimless crime, Jaemeel?
They're both consenting adults, and honestly, in less than 10 days, everyone's gonna have the cards on the table. I don't care, honestly.
She's at finale night tonight, Jaemeel. She said finale night to him. Like they're getting it on finale night.
Wait,
that scene.
No.
No?
No.
Is that not what you took for that?
What interpret from that? Because that'd be like saying we're going to McDonald's in the parking lot of McDonald's that you just came from. So it seems kind of like, why are you saying that you're going to get to a point when you already been there just before?
I don't know how to analyze that one, but okay. We got a question here from Sam. What is the Survivor cast assessment? He already has his Survivor picks ready, guys. Well, Jaemeel has to make his first pick. Jaemeel is the first pick in our draft. Normally we wait for the draft.
I pick first before the assessment.
I have the second pick.
It's not exactly. We haven't had a lot of free time in here for a Survivor cast assessment, so I was waiting for at least for us to have the draft, and then
I will say there was a guy. There was a guy in the commercial that reminded me of Zach Rance. So whoever that is, I'm going to pick that person.
Okay, Sam, you get my first pick. Sam gets to pick my first pick. I'm putting it right here. Sam, pick one person.
Sam is picking for you, Jaemeel. Whoever Sam says will be your first pick, and then Jeff gets the second pick. By the way.
Yep.
So, Jeff, do you also want to give your pick to Sam?
No, I already told you. I already told you what my pick was going to be.
All right, I got the pick. It is Jesse. Jesse.
That might be the guy. I don't know.
Jesse's the number one pick.
Jesse Lopez from Durham, North Carolina, of the Vesey tribe. Will be
okay.
Jaemeel.
Jesse is my number one pick.
Jaemeel is the pick.
There you go, Sam. And Sam, me and you together this season. Me and you.
Sam, if you stole my Zach Rance guy, I'm going to be mad.
Well,
Jameel's the one guy that can pick ahead of me.
Jesse is officially on Team Jaemeel. It is done. Okay.
So we can continue the draft, and then we can plan the assessment, and then everyone can stop bugging me, and I can just pick my last.
Yeah, you're like all the pressure. All the pressure is off you now, Jaemeel, yes. And now it's on to Jeff. Now Jeff has to keep and who's the third pick? The third pick is Jane. So it's going to start at tidal wave soon. Once it's but you have to nudge it off the little ledge there. Keep going. All right. So where were we?
After I win this season of Big Brother. Via the draft.
Who are you going to win this season of Big Brother with? Can I just refresh my memory on who your pick is? Taylor.
Taylor.
My pick is Monty, and Monty has got this season, guys. I think you all can see it.
We'll see.
I think if Taylor sits in the final two, she's going to win.
Against anybody?
Yeah. Think about who's on the jury.
Okay. I'm thinking about them.
Jasmine, you got Indy, you got Kyle, you got Alyssa, you got people that are more likely to vote. I think for Taylor because she's a woman. I just think that she's going to get a lot of votes just for that reason alone.
And not even that. I think Michael is going to be talking the crap out of Taylor, and thankfully Brittany isn't there yet to kind of taint that. Until the very end. So good chances are I I think that it's obviously a 2-person race, regardless. It's Monty and Taylor to win this game, because I don't think Turner can win. The only way I could see Turner winning is if Brittany is there.
What about Brittany? Can Brittany not win?
No, she's set up for second place.
She set it for
I
second.
don't see how she wins against any of the other 3 people.
If
Are
she
you guys
won, if she won the veto, right, and then won out, yeah, I could see it. But she's making victim noises. She's
victim noises.
Yeah, she's making victim noises. She's done for.
Yeah. Are you finding her rootable? In the just as a viewer, are you finding you're cheering for Brittany?
No.
No, Jeff.
No. I here's the thing with Brittany. Like, she's just a little too on her high horse a lot of the time, and just kind of isn't reading the situation properly. It's too emotion based. Where if she was a little bit more of a logical player, which I know she has in her because she is a fan of the game, but that's where Michael came in. He was so much that, right. And so, but she hasn't adapted since Michael left. I have found to playing the game the way Michael was playing the game. She didn't really learn anything from him. That's what
She's kind of gone downhill a little bit, right?
The only way emotion doesn't play a factor is when she's with Turner. And then she's just stone cold.
Yeah. And then you saw it tonight.
And Jesse has faced adversity. Oh, so this is a Survivor comment from Sam. Nope, I was rooting for her.
For Brittany,
Mary Bass was for Brittany. Okay. Sam's got more opinions on Survivor, but we gotta stay focused here on Big Brother, guys. 1 sec. Okay, can we talk about this competition with the day?
Go ahead.
You had to come up with the days, and you had to figure out the numbers. This went on forever. I hated this. The only thing I liked about it was color coordinated, and I liked that part about it. It was they did a lot of great production value here, but just the game itself of what was on what day, I have no idea. There's no way I'm gonna be able to play along really at home. Just based on these images, I hate these competition guys. I think I've told you about them.
Michael would have smoked this in half the time anyone took to do this.
Oh, for sure. It was interesting that they did it head to head and not as just a time trial kind of thing. That was maybe the only thing that they once Monty finally did win it was over, right?
It's 4 people. They might as well just do it all at the same time. They usually have it with the top open, and they have the 4 quadrants, right? They've done it all the way
normally
since, BB16.
More of a back-to-back kind of thing. The fact that Monty is was he a chemical engineer?
Was it a chemical or industrial engineer? One of the two is an engineer. Yeah.
Monty is a personal trainer. I don't know what kind of. He's a human engineer.
He left his job as an engineer to become a personal trainer.
But Marvin Atchie was also.
He could go on Big Brother. Just to be clear.
Marvin Atchie was also an engineer. Or he's also an engineer.
Yeah. So it would have been the engineer bros, the super engineer bros.
Yeah, they would have bumping abs.
Yeah, they would have been a couple Geordie LaForges.
Yeah.
Coolant leaks.
Coolant leaks.
We're gonna take off our shirts, and there's gonna be coolant leaks all throughout the house.
Jeff, did you like watching this competition tonight?
Yeah, well, you're right. It was kind of boring, but I hate the whole days thing. The only thing I will give it a check mark in is it didn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. It was
more of a mental comp.
Yeah, it was totally fair.
But you had to move. You had to kind of move, right? To make
it
work.
But it was all thinking, So to me, that it was a very fair comp. So I always like that, especially toward the end, But Monty wins it anyway, so it doesn't matter, I guess.
Yeah. Do you think that? Okay, the whole thing here where Brittany lied tonight about this vote, where she voted to evict Taylor and then try to pin it onto Turner, and then it was kind of almost working, but it's not really about working. It's whatever. It's now Monty and Taylor have a built-in excuse to kind of do whatever they want. And so
Yeah.
they can
Well,
choose
that's
to
the
believe.
idea. Yeah.
Right. They can choose to believe whoever they want, right? Whatever suits them. But ultimately, like, was this a good move by Brittany? Was this good for her game, or was this just kind of sloppy? Jaemeel,
All she's got.
Jeff?
It's all she's got. You're right, Jeff. What is she gonna do? Yeah, don't trust me anymore because I lied. Why would you do that? It would make no sense.
Yeah.
This did not work out very well for me today. Today was a big L for Brittany.
A big L for Brittany today.
Yeah.
Didn't work quite out.
Yep.
Yeah, and so there was just kind of like there's some conversations here between Taylor. And Taylor's like, I'm gonna find out who lied to me and get to the truth. Turner confronting Brittany in the bathroom was quite the scene tonight, guys. This was probably the best part of the episode for me.
It was embarrassing to me.
We played it at the, he's just like, hey, you want to chat quick? And she's like, what?
Yo, you mind if we chat real quick?
It was like, you know what this is like? This is like when you're having a fight with your wife and she's just washing some dishes, but she won't say anything, but you're just talking to her and she just won't answer you. And she's just staring in the mirror with like dead eyes. And you're like, well, nothing I say is going to work. So maybe I can make her laugh, but that's not what Turner does. So it doesn't work out for him too well.
Yeah.
She was like, you don't matter at all. The way she was acting.
This was just kind of like her villain moment almost, but she was not doing it. I thought she was too timid about it. Like, you got to go full on. I'm the villain, and just everything with Turner in his little rants here, where he was just like,
Oh my god, toy tester my ass. You are something else.
"You are something else. You are no toy tester. You're a hypnotherapist."
It doesn't matter. She did tell them what her job is afterwards, after the veto.
She did after this veto.
Yeah.
Well,
It doesn't not important. Doesn't. How come? Just cause. It doesn't
what
matter.
I think? Do you know what I think? It should be standard from now on. Everybody that enters the house, everybody should know their profession. That's it. Because
have to be disclosed.
Yeah, because it's stupid. This whole thing is so stupid that like, oh, you were a cop all along. Whoa, like it's stupid. Like
just so we don't have an annoying segment, we have to disclose it.
No, like when they enter the house, they go, "What's your name and what do you do?" And you actually have to tell the truth. That's the one moment you have to tell the truth.
But like in the case of Brittany, she used to be this, right? She just isn't now.
I used to be a toy tester.
So
well, that's fair. What your current profession is. If you're doing something else or whatever,
I did not know I had crazy eyes.
You do. But
like a retired cop, who cares? I don't care. You're retired.
Summer Steve, right?
Summer Steve, 2018.
It's so great.
2019.
That was too far. He took it too far.
I wanted Brittany to turn around and just be like Scar to Mufasa and go, "Long live the king."
Yeah.
It's like, you can't do nothing to me, Turner.
Jane's pulling hard for Turner right now because she took him first overall. It was big move. Everyone criticized him. It's looking pretty good. He might go this week, but like ultimately,
Monty decides, right?
Monty has the vote. Yeah.
And he'll probably pick Turner because if he picks Brittany, Brittany's going to take Taylor and Taylor's going to take Brittany. So it just doesn't make sense.
There's a long conversation to go.
He's not going to take Brittany because it would just, if he takes Turner, right, and Turner wins the final HOH, he's going to take Monty. And if Taylor wins, she should take Monty. She might not, I guess. She might be smarter to take Turner. Yeah.
Taylor is playing it very cool with Monty and just putting it into his head. Turner, do you have a final two with Turner? Because I think Turner's gonna take. I think Turner has the best shot of beating us, especially beating me. And what happens if he takes me? Like, what happens if he goes? Like, if he wins and there's nothing we can do, he's gonna win. He's gonna win the game. And she hasn't been laying it on thick. She's been pretty
I don't think he will.
Jeff, would you say Taylor has grown as a player this season? So this is our second HOH. Would you say that you've grown more impressed with her?
In some ways, yes. In other ways, maturity-wise, not very much so. I find her to be kind of when she has power, she I find she kind of doesn't wield it very well.
There's no power though. The only reason why she's not doing anything stupid and crazy is because there's no power with this HOH.
Right.
But
Like,
she was quite bold in this HOH ceremony, Jaemeel, tonight, where she was just like, "I am the boss." I thought so. I thought she was very
like it's an entitled you know, I've won, kind of like I've accomplished it. But it's
I'm already in final 3, and this is like my moment to kind of like look, whatever. But like the final 4 HOH is really just a safety, right?
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of you're not wielding a lot of power. It's more it's almost you can come across a little gloaty, I guess, in this moment, depending on how you play. Because whoever you nominate really doesn't matter, because the veto is going to be the ultimate tale about who the final nominations are.
You only want to showcase to the jury. Right, that's all you're really doing. You're showing off to the jury,
and they will see this clip later on.
Yeah, so that's why, it's fine to do that, right? Everyone,
you actually almost talking. Should.
Yeah,
right. I forget about that, because the jury is going to see it later when whoever gets evicted from this week goes to the jury house. They're like, "Let's see what happened," and then you see the meeting, and you'll see like Taylor doing her strut up to the keys, and she's like, "My first nominee."
Her bad B strut.
Oh
yeah.
God's queen.
It's a show. Taylor puts on a show.
Yeah,
and it is entertaining. I will give her that.
Taylor's been good. Like the story of this season really is almost Taylor's story here, and I feel like Monty is not far behind.
That's why I think if she sits in the final 2, she wins no matter what.
She should win, really. Like that's
the most,
so
like we'll have the votes.
Will Indy vote for her?
I think so. Yeah, Jasmine
Indy, with the freaking internet.
Joseph, even I could see voting for her.
Joseph will vote for her for sure. That's a given.
If Monty's on the jury, or you know what I mean, like on and on and on.
Right. We also had the veto in this, didn't we?
What, the veto ceremony? There's no veto ceremony.
There was no veto ceremony?
That's Thursday. That's why I say it's a long time.
But that's really because why have a ceremony when it's really just with the vote?
Yeah, they're just going to do it on
obviously,
Thursday.
obviously, Monty is not going to change the nomination. He can't.
He won't.
So, but he could he?
It's just going to be the vote.
Yeah, but it's not like he has an option here. It's not like I choose to save Turner, and now Turner will vote.
He could technically.
He could. Could he?
Marcellus?
I think that's happened once in Big Brother, where somebody in the Final 4 used the veto to sit on the block and then got voted out. I forget who it was, but I think it happened
before. There's precedent.
Wasn't it?
Was it Dan with
Danielle and Shane?
Yeah, Danielle. It was Final 4 in season 14, Dave, where Dan convinced Danielle to play the power of veto, so Dan could have the sole vote, and then he went back on his word and voted the other person out. The person, I think his name was Shane or something.
Yeah, Shane, who has never really come back to the BB community because he just hates how despicable and deceptive.
It was such a dirty move.
Such a dirty move. It was such a great move. I don't care what anyone says.
Like, oh yeah.
What are we talking about? Like when people saying it's a dirty move, it isn't a dirty move. It's legitimately lying. It's just lying. It's not.
That's not to me. What I said what Michael did earlier in the season. I was like waiting 3 weeks and then using it for game. That to me, that's dirty. That's different.
That's dirty.
Yeah, that's different. But no. Well, you're right. It was just great gameplay. But I'll use a different word for. Filthy. It was a filthy move. Meaning it was amazing.
Filthy move.
It was great. Like Danielle's reaction when she's like,
Oh, yeah.
Shane walks out the house.
What the-
So great. And then was it who was it? Ian? Ian is like,
Yeah.
what happened?
Yeah.
Dave, just watch that it's delicious.
Well, I shall check that out. So, guys, I just want there's not a lot more to go in this season. Obviously, this Final Four is going to play out here. Like, I guess it comes down to really speculation. I know, Jaemeel, you might have a bit more information from the feeds, but Jeff, you may not. So, considering if you are Taylor and Monty here, who do you want to vote out? Do you want to vote out Turner or do you want to vote out Brittany?
Well, it's really just Monty. It's Monty's decision.
Monty's decision with some influence from Taylor.
Yeah. Well, I already explained it earlier. Like, if you're Monty, you're gonna take Turner. If I were him, because Brittany, if she wins the final HOH, which she has a decent chance, because all she has to do is beat Taylor in one of those things, and then she's in the questions with you if you're Monty, right? So you don't want to go up against her in the questions. So I'd much rather have Turner, because Turner is more likely to, if he does beat me in the questions, most likely will still take me if I'm Monty. So yeah, why would I risk that? Why would I risk going up against?
But what do you think Monty will do?
Well, I think he's pretty logical, and I think that's what he'll do.
You think you don't think he's gonna be like, he's not love struck here. He is like Xavier, Operation Nomance. He is not going to be take his eye off the prize. He is going.
He'll be smart about it. Yeah,
I think keeping Turner is better for his game, personally.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like, he wants to win first. I would think. Not
Jaemeel, you gotta take.
There's no non-Operation Nomance for Monty, right?
No,
it's Operation.
Operation Nomance.
That's not happening right now. They are, let's say, they are basking in the heat of the bear.
They are feasting on the fruits of Athens right now.
Yes.
Let us say this. Let us say they are basking in the heat of the air. Quite the angle here.
They're taking showers together. Yeah, they're
This got hot and steamy.
Oh yeah,
Monty and Taylor, whose last name is already.
That's Taylor. Your biggest hang up of it. Taylor. I don't think that's the worst. Marcy Darcy is the worst.
Nicholas Pickles, perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay, and so, what are you guys most excited about for the end of the season here? Like, in terms of just how are you willing that it's going to be over? I know it's been a long road getting from there to here.
It's too look. It is too long, because even the things I was interested before about, like, people learning about stuff and getting dragged, I'm over that now. It's been like 2 months. I'm over it. Thursday. Okay, so let me break it down. Thursday cookout coming back. I don't particularly care about that, and it's not really relevant to this season, especially what happened. I would love if they just had what's it called, Big D, to provide strategic commentary, because I think that would be absolutely hilarious. It'd be Big D and Victoria would be my top two choices for them to run down who played the best game, and then it's finale as to who's crowned the winner. And I think when Taylor wins AFP, if she doesn't win, it's going to shock a lot of people, right? But other than that, what? She tells Daniel, see, I'm wearing my dress on finale night. He knows. He's out of the house. He's watching it. So he knows that she's there at finale night. What? We're going to learn about Kyle? We already know about that. So what's the big deal about that? Michael's going to have a conversation with Brittany. Okay. That's going to be straightforward. Hey, I want to do everything I could, and I wanted to take that last shot at trying to convince them otherwise, but I was pulling for you the rest of the way. Joseph didn't betray her. Okay, what does that do for anything? Right? It's not like Joseph and Taylor had like a relationship or anything. They both were pretty like, oh, we're having a fomance, and then they were breaking it apart just before a Dire Fest. So like, there's no revelations. Everyone knows what everyone else does for a living, right? So
Right.
it's just who the winner is, and that's it.
Well, yeah, but okay, Jeff, which member of the cookout are you most excited to see again?
Azza. I think she was the most fun.
Do what you need to do.
I was waiting for it.
I'm back on the block again. Because I'm from the block.
Oh, good.
He had so many too. He had the most. They all were like that too. They all sucked.
Yeah, he just.
So okay,
Cheers, Kylan.
one thing they didn't show was Taylor getting her HOH room. So they had she got her music, and it was all the rage on Twitter. That she finally listened to Beyonce's Renaissance. So they had that did not deserve a Yas Queen.
No, okay.
No. And they had the clip from Derek when they got lemonade during the cookout season. It was going yeah. So
I don't know if I have that one. I have him screaming. But...
Close enough.
So yeah, that happened.
I'm a joker, and the jokers always get the last laugh.
Yeah, whatever.
Derek,
like,
excited for Xavier. Sam excited to see Xavier. Well, Xavier's got all kinds of things to offer.
This is Xander Candy.
No.
This is
that's
like
Xander. No, that's Xavier.
I think my ruse is working.
You know what? If Xavier played as Lucius, I would have said he was a good personality.
His name is Lucius.
But he didn't play Lucius.
Is Kyla gonna take all the time and just talk in circles?
His name is Lucius.
Can you imagine that Kylan had that confrontation with Xavier, but instead he's dressed like Lucius and he had to respond as Lucius?
I can't believe you're talking about my family right now.
Yeah. Are you talking about my family? Are you,
Kobe doesn't step down from the challenge. He accepts it.
You'd be like, come on, baby. Yeah.
Can Kylan wear a Kobe Bryant jersey, please?
I take no pleasure.
Yeah.
I have a lot of conflicting emotions.
I could help it. I could help it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the whole, Kobe thing, raising him to be a man and face challengers and stuff.
Are you talking about my nephew right now?
Wouldn't you, if you're in the Big Brother house and let's say the cookout says something to you, wouldn't you be like, why do you think that you should win Big Brother? It's like, well, just like Kobe, I haven't backed down from a challenge.
Just like Kobe. I'm sort of like Kobe. And I don't know who the Shaq of the analogy is, but it's all good. Sam wants to make a bet. What do you want to bet, Sam?
Ooh.
Kylan just did a Jubilee video called "Do All the Reality Stars Think the Same?" A Jubilee.
I don't know what that means, Sam. I'm not as hip as you are.
From X-Men? Jubilee from X-Men? I don't imagine that's what he means. But
unless it's like some kind of new social network that all the hip kids use with their ticks and talks and,
and Instagrams.
Well, Elo. Remember Elo? No. You didn't get an invite.
Yeah. Okay. So we talked about, but Hannah. Excited to see Hannah.
No.
Chata? No Chata?
Hannah Chata.
Wasn't a fan of Chata.
Move couch, grab a seat and some popcorn with your friends.
That was a good one.
Wasn't a fan.
Wasn't she a draft pick?
Yeah, he wasn't a fan.
Wasn't a fan.
It happened.
Hi, I'm Hannah.
Chata.
Doogie Hauser.
Didn't like her gameplay.
I still feel you a little harsh.
Never rooted for her.
Sketchy. It's super sketchy.
Yeah, it was all that stuff.
Okay.
It wasn't great. Yeah. I don't know. Really, I liked Ozma. Tiffany was all right. You know, she was a good game player. She played it bad at the final six, but other than that, she played really good.
I feel amazing.
Amazing. So just like Michael, she played it poorly.
No, shut the up, Kylan.
She played poorly the final six and got out the same place as Michael.
Yeah, like her legacy is kind of disappointing.
Yeah, very similar, Tiffany and Michael.
Yeah, like sort of, but like a huge target, and then like other players who are less flashy, I guess, you know, or less noticeable, less out front, are going to sort of take advantage of that situation. And then who's left to pick up the pieces? Like, once Michael was out of this game, this really became a whole different viewing experience, because every week I'm like, Michael's just going to rip through this season and win every challenge, win every veto at least. But
that's why
you know what? That was his mistake, though. Dave, he had power like a couple times, and he should have taken out big competition threats that he deemed like regardless.
For sure.
You know, but he didn't.
Yep. That makes what Mike Hollywood. Mike was it Hollywood or
Holloway?
Holloway did even more impressive, where he just won out.
Or in Survivor, which is a little, you know what? That's a little bit more likely because it's one competition, and you know, if you're especially if you're like a big strong guy and you have, you know, you get the reward challenges, you get fed. I could see how you would have an advantage. You could beat a lot of people. Whereas in Big Brother, it's more like random, you know.
Sam says if he gets the Survivor right for the Gilligan's Island podcast, we'll start immediately. And if Sam, if you're not right, then you have to not ask me about the Gilligan's Island podcast for like a while, like a long time, until
like a month.
No, at least until I'm done like a bunch of the podcasts we have going on right now.
Month and a half.
Yeah.
6 weeks.
At least a year. So it's we're going. Yeah, he's willing to do it. All right. Yeah. Otherwise, if this guy does win Survivor,
you all made that bet. I didn't make that bet. No.
All right. Okay. It's fine. If Jesse Lopez wins Survivor 43, I will start a Gilligan's Island podcast.
You gotta do it with Dad. Dad would love it.
Yeah, it will happen. But if not, it's on the back burner. It's until we can get to it.
Nobody loves Gilligan's Island more than our dad.
Yeah, Jesse Lopez. Let's see. And Jaemeel would also win in this situation. It'd be a win-win for him.
Yay!
A lot of Team Jaemeel.
That's our name. Jaemeel.
It's like an Indian guy's name or something.
A lot of the info I have post veto.
Oh yeah, spoilers.
Is it even spoilers? It's just people like nothing is happening. It's just jockeying for position.
Well, I guess the only spoiler that I'd be interested in is what's Monty intending to do on this Thursday when the vote, right? And so that's the only, if we don't know that, then there's really nothing to get into. But if we have a sense of like who he's targeting or who he's intending to vote out, then that's worth talking about potentially, I'd say. Otherwise, I think we can probably call it a night. There's not that much more on this episode that was really
like I could I'll run through my notes quickly. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points.
All right, floor is yours.
Okay. After the veto, Taylor asks Monty if he knows that Turner will beat both of them in the final two. He says he
Right.
knows, right? Taylor says that regardless of who's in the house, she's going to pick Monty for final two. She adds that Turner is going to be harder to beat in the final comps. This is still talking to Monty. Turner has talked to Monty and says that if he wins final HOH, he's bringing Monty to final two. Monty says that he isn't going to drag someone to final three just because he thinks he can beat them. He says that if he brings Taylor and Turner, he's at least knowing that he'll brought two final two that situation. He doesn't trust that Taylor would bring him to final two if he keeps Brittany. So that's more inclined for Brittany to get eliminated. Turner tells Taylor that he's going to have a Taylor moment on Thursday and tell Brittany that regardless of whether she stays or goes, she is a walking L to him, which is lame.
Right.
Brittany is still complaining about, everyone napping during the day because they're staying up all night. She complains that it isn't fair, and now they're going to be up all night. She adds that she's going to go to bed early because she won't be able to hang. Then they all going to form a final three, and she's going to lose.
Brittany is like not that old, right? Like Brittany is 32, but she acts like she's 52 or something.
but not everyone wants to hang. Like at a certain point, especially, it's harder when it's at the end of the game if you're not like friends with people, because then it's like we're gonna hang upstairs and talk all night, and I'd rather just go to sleep than hear Turner talk about fire and
hypnotherapy.
Well, not hypnotherapy, but like you want, like it was more interesting when you had other people around, and then it's just these four. And regardless of your relationship with them, because you can like people, you just like, I don't want to talk to you at 2:00 in the morning.
I'm over Brittany.
And what was Brittany trying to say to Michael? Like, hey, maybe we shouldn't take out Terrence, a guy who's going to go to bed at the same time we do. Or, Turner and Alyssa and all these people that are like young and staying up like, till 6 in the morning.
It's a rational like thought process, because if they're in bed, they're not making plans without you. As I said before, a strategy is to do the Biden. Just be there in the room, right? And if they're in the room, they can't talk about you. They can't make plans outside of you if you're there all the time.
Right. It's really this season's interesting case study on like who's left in the end and how those relationships are going to play out for the end. Because it's one thing, okay, Michael will be taken out, and then this big target's out of the game, but then what, right? What's the dynamic? How do you fit in with the who's left? Because in this case, Monty and Taylor, who were not necessarily any kind of like romance for sure, have now become almost a duo pair, right? And that's happened very quickly, kind of similar to what like Tyler and Angela did a couple seasons ago when level 6 like sort of broke down into the final stages of the game, right? And just you have to kind of think about, I think, that who's in your alliance, and then how when at the end, like if you're in the middle, that's probably not a good thing. You probably want to be the lesser target of a duo within sort of a core alliance of 6.
Well, right now it's like you got 2 duos though, just from Monty. Like Monty's with Taylor, but he's also with Turner.
Yeah, he's not with Brittany though.
Brittany's on an island. That's why she's the easy boot for especially with Monty getting to decide. Makes a total ton of sense for him to just boot Brittany.
Correct.
Because he's probably sitting in the final 2 either way, and Monty probably feels like he should probably win either way.
From Taylor's perspective, Brittany and Monty would be her best final 2, because both of them would take her to the end.
Yeah, but Taylor doesn't get to decide.
So, correct, Amundo. If she wants to decide, she should have won that veto.
Right.
Oh, sorry. Actually, I'm wrong. She wouldn't have been able to decide regardless, because she would only pick who gets to decide, and they can make a decision however they want. Because if she picked Brittany isn't guaranteed to pick Turner to get out. It would actually be in her best interest to get Monty out. Because then Taylor has to take Brittany, because people having the sense of their heads that Turner could actually win, and Turner at that point would be like, well, I don't want to take Brittany, right? Or I'm worried about Taylor, who's won HOH and Final Four veto back to back, right? It might be safer just to take Brittany. So from Brittany's perspective, might be better to get rid of Monty because she's in a better position to be dragged.
Yeah, I feel like getting rid of Brittany now, just like the same reason why getting rid of Terrence at that particular stage was worth it, is sort of the same logic here.
Yeah.
Overall, and so I agree that it's probably going to be a simple thing on Thursday. I'm okay that we don't have a Wednesday episode. We have a Survivor thing. We have a Survivor bet now with Sam.
Wait, I have a question just quick. Who do you think wins if it's Monty and Turner in the final two?
Monty, by far.
I don't know. I think it's not a slam dunk. I think I could see Turner. You don't think he'll get the
certain
votes?
people's votes? He probably would. He would probably still get Alyssa's vote.
Who would Indy vote for?
He would get Kyle's vote. India, I'm not sure. Terrence, he'd probably get Terrence's vote.
Who's the second juror? The second juror is
Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Stop voting for Turner.
No,
she's not voting for Turner.
They hated each other.
They were festy besties, guys.
Yeah, didn't go well.
It's your muffin.
A muffin murderer.
He did eat her muffin, and I think she kind of found out about it. I think it was kind of
No, he gnawed at it. He took a bite. He took a little bite out of it.
Who took my?
Who ate my muffin?
You said what?
Say what?
Yeah.
You said what?
It's a lot of days until the eviction, so it's 4 days.
Oh wow. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't see why Monty would. I guess Taylor could work her magic, but I don't see why.
I think it's looking for good for Monty to win this season. I think you all know it. I think I'm going to win this draft this year, guys. So let's just. I only got to wait 2 more episodes to prove it to you all, and then it's going to be just another feather in my cap in our ongoing drafts. I was also thinking we should maybe in the future drafts we should give like points for like different things for people who
I said that I mentioned that already.
Yeah.
We
can have of course the winner, but we could have a points winner as well.
Yeah. President's Trophy?
Of sorts, yes. Because obviously winning the season, picking the winner for the season is the best thing. But
whoever picked Michael would have cleaned up.
Michael would have done well in terms of we could also do it based on competitions. I was just thinking days and
surviving an eviction on the block.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
Now you're getting complicated. I see. It's get all out of hand now.
All right, Dave,
okay.
Time to wrap up.
To wrap up, guys. Okay, Super Mader Brothers podcasting has also been talking about other things this season. We talked about Survivor in the spring. Now we're starting a new season. 43 will be on Wednesday. We got the first pick of the draft. We got Jesse Lopez in for Jaemeel. Jeff Mader has the next pick. He'll have to let us know in the chat. What else, guys? We also have Trivial Debates, our other channel, where we are movie, TV, sports, and more. We had our most recent edition this morning. It was Jaemeel. Did you like this episode? We had Davan Sorry.
I'm still going through the episode. I have some issues with it.
Well, that's to be expected. Davan Skelhorn hosting with Chris Seymour, Eamon Mader, and Mont Tyrell competing. It was a music themed episode. It was some interesting arguments were made. That's not my problem was the theme of the episode today. Also, check that out on Trivial Debates. Live Along Podcast
with Chris.
It started with Eamon, where Eamon was like, or Chris Seymour said, "I've never heard of whatever it is you're talking about." Eamon was just like, "That's not my problem." And then later on, Eamon said, "I never heard of what you're talking about." He was like, "That's not my problem." And so we kind of just kept going on and on throughout the episode.
Yeah.
What else? Live Long and Podcast, our Star Trek themed channel. All kinds of Star Trek content, including the Locutors of Trek. Davan, Skelhorn, Dave Pugsley have now joined the Live Long and Podcast channel. They got all kinds of. They got the Treckle Trunk. They got their different podcasts and like writers' rooms and trivias and different things they're doing. So check that out on our channel over there. Plus our Monday night Star Trek Enterprise rewatch, Tuesday night Star Trek Deep Space Nine rewatch up to season 6 now. And then on Thursday, right now, we're covering Star Trek Lower Decks, which is in the 3rd season. We just talked about the 4th episode this past Thursday. We'll be on again this Thursday to talk about the newest one. And what else, guys? And Star Trek Radio Theater was on last night, live read with of the space episode The Way to Eden. Check that out if you haven't listened to that already, or we'll have an edited version in the future if that's what you prefer.
I was watching the Treckle Trunk earlier, yesterday. And I commented while they were broadcasting. And I said, well, they were talking about this comic where Cisco comes back and he's got Data and I think Deanna or something on his team. Okay. So I said, well, what happens when Cisco is he just like being held back, go to the tactical consoles like he's in the Beatles, you know? Like, no, you can't.
I'm not really following what you're talking about, but
this is what happened in the comic book.
In the comic book, Cisco and Data are working together?
Yes. In the comic book, Cisco comes back from like the wormhole.
Okay. And why is Data involved?
I have no idea.
He's part of the
what they were talking about.
This is confusing me. Okay, but yeah, that's all right. Well,
I broke your Star Trek brain. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's late night. Yeah, sorry. We're gonna be doing another radio theater based on a Star Trek Lower Decks comic book, I think, too, with Davan Skelhorn directing. So it's gonna be good, guys. What else am I missing? Jaemeel,
let's talk about fighting games.
Sam Jerka,
Eamon, who's Super Smash Bros. Seth.
They're talking about doing another episode. They haven't done one since March. They're looking to do a new one.
There's a lot to talk about with Tokyo Game Show going on right now. So and the latest news about Street Fighter 6. A lot of great news. So I hope they talk about it. I'm very interested in watching it. You have the Hellbound podcast with Alex Blackburn and Michael Chan. Star Trek Discovery's own Michael Chan.
Star Trek Radio Theater's own Michael Chan.
Star Trek Radio Theater's own Michael Chan. And then speaking of Davan, your cousin and mine has was it X-rated coming up shortly in a couple days.
Tuesday with Andre. They're up to season 3 of the X-Men the Animated Series. That's their focus on that podcast.
Cold Comfort, I think, is the episode. Cold Comfort.
So check out that, all within the UFP, of course.
Yes.
Okay, guys. Well, I think that is enough for tonight. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for the comments. We will see you Thursday, and then of course next Sunday when we will finally crown the winner of Big Brother 24. We can say goodbye to the season. We'll try to get a Survivor cast preview in before the season starts on Wednesday.
Yes, Queen.
Wednesday. I was like, what day is it? There's been a lot of podcasts in a row here. All right. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate it. Any final thoughts, guys?
Nope.
Yes,
Queen. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Jaemeel. And we will see you next time. Here we go.
I'm over Brittany, slithering around and hissing like she does, creating lies, manipulating, scheming. Done. Don't like her. Brittany needs to go out this week. Oh my God. Toy tester my ass.